I don't know about you guys, but I love brownies, and I get bored with the regular square shape, so I'm going to make them into the shape of cupcakes. Not only is it different, but it's convenient because it saves you the time of having to let them cool and cut them. The first thing you have to do is preheat your oven to 350, which I've already done. After that, you want to mix all your stuff together. You start with your mix. So you just pour it in. And if you want, you can get all your stuff out after, but I got all my stuff out before. And you need half a cup of vegetable oil, which I already have measured here, but I'm going to put it in the measuring cup just to make sure. Just half a cup. I'm going to pour it in. And then you need a fourth of a cup of water. I didn't measure that one. Okay, and then just like the vegetable oil, you pour it. You also needed 1 egg. It says if you want them more cake-like, you can use 2, but I want it like brownies, so I'm going to use 1. I have the type of brownies where you can add the chocolate flavoring in them to make them even more chocolate. So if you have that, you can also add that. So I'm going to do that now. And then when you're done with that, you have everything in there. You want to mix it. I use a metal whisk. Some people use forks, but I just find it a little more convenient because it mixes it a lot better. Sometimes I end up getting a fork out because it does this. So that's what I'm going to do, just to make sure I get all of it. And start out with it. And you want to make sure you get all the stuff at the bottom because a lot of the time it just kind of sits there. So make sure you mix it well and there's no chunks. I'm done with that. So you don't want your brownies to stick to the pan, so you want to grease your pan. And I'm just using Pam. So I'm going to use the bigger one first and grease it. Just make sure it's not going to stick. And I'm getting out a spatula so I can dish it in there. And only fill your cupcake tins about half full, otherwise your brownies are just going to be way too big. And you know if you mixed it well when you're dishing it out and there's no mix still at the bottom. It's all mixed in. too much. And it looks like one pan's going to be enough. Usually I try and shake them to make sure they're not odd shaped. Make sure they're flat. And you put them in the oven for, I'm going to set the timer for 25 minutes just in case, but it can go anywhere up to 32 depending on your oven. So I have that preheating while I was making it, so it's hot. Make sure you set your timer so you don't forget about it. When the timer goes off, you want to check your brownies. Make sure they're done. So you take them out and poke them. And right in the middle to make sure they're done. And when they're done, just let them cool. And that's how you make brownies in a cupcake.